Welcome to the Wilburs of Maine original movie, all about chocolate. Chocolate's 4,000-year history began in ancient Mesoamerica, present-day Mexico. It is here where the first cacao plants were found. In 1900 BC, the Olmec, one of the earliest civilizations in Latin America, were the first to turn the cacao plants into chocolate. After harvesting the pods, they began the tradition of spreading the beans out in the sun to dry and ferment. The beans were then roasted over open fires and winnowed, removing the shell from the meat called nibs, before using it during religious rituals and as medicine. Centuries later, the Mayans would ground the nibs and mix them with honey, chili powder, water, and cornmeal, praising it as the drink of the gods. By the 15th century, the Aztecs were using cacao beans as currency. They drank chocolate as a refreshing beverage on a hot day, used it as an aphrodisiac, and even when preparing for war. The origin of the word chocolate is heavily debated. Some say that it comes from the word zacalotl, the Latin name for bitter water. Some say that it comes from the word cacalotl, the Aztec name for cacao water. And others say that it comes from the Mayan word chocal for hot and the Aztec word atl for water. Legend has it that chocolate was brought to Spain by explorer Hernan Cortez after an expedition to the Americas in 1528. Although still served as a drink, it is here where it began to be mixed with sugar and honey. By the 16th century, chocolate had made its way to the royal courts of France. Europeans not only drank chocolate in social chocolate houses, but also prescribed it to treat upset stomachs, insomnia, and even as an aid during pregnancy. As the sweet treat grew in popularity, many nations set up their own cacao plantations in countries along the equator in what is now known as the Chocolate Belt. Currently, the Chocolate Belt produces over 4.2 million tons of chocolate per year, with over half of it coming from the single tiny country, the Ivory Coast. In 1847, British chocolatier J.S. Fry and Sons made a paste of sugar, chocolate liqueur, and cocoa butter for the first chocolate bar. Swiss chocolatier Daniel Peter is credited for adding dried milk powder to create milk chocolate in 1876. Peter went on to become co-founder of Nestle with Henry Nestle. In 1879, Rudolf Lindt, founder of Lindt Chocolate, invented the conch machine. Conching is a long process of intense mixing, agitating, and aerating of heated liquid chocolate. Over several hours, the taste, smell, and texture of the chocolate are developed as excess moisture is evaporated and the cacao butter gets evenly distributed. In 1828, Dutchman Coenraad van Houten invented the hydraulic chocolate press, which separates the cocoa mass into cocoa butter and cocoa liqueur. Cocoa butter combined with sugar, vanilla, and milk solids is where white chocolate comes from. The cocoa liqueur, combined with the perfect blend of some cocoa butter and milk, is where we get our chocolate from. Throughout the years, there have been many great chocolatiers. In 1894 came Hershey's. In 1904, Nestle's. 1908, Toblerone. 1911, Mars Incorporated. 1926, Godiva. 1928, Reese's. In 1935, Kit Kat. In 1982, Ferrero Rocher. And of course, in 1983, Wilbur's of Maine, chocolate confections. In the early 80s, Tom and Catherine Wilbur had 3 small children and ran the very first food cart here in Freeport, selling lobster rolls and peanut butter sandwiches. They opened their very first candy store in Freeport on Bow Street. Soon followed in 1987 by opening their second store in Brunswick on Main Street. In 2007, their son Andy and his wife Kristen came back to the family business. They helped to renovate this location, expanding Wilbur's third retail location and the 2 factories out back. Andy and Kristen took ownership of the company in 2017 when Tom and Catherine technically retired, and along with their crew of friends, family, and crazy chocolatiers, Wilbur's has been named the 12th time consecutive winner of Downey's Magazine's Readers' Poll in both Maine's Best Chocolate and Maine's Best Candy Shop. Before we go any further, we would like to introduce you to our true MVP, Wilbur. Brought into the world in 1984, Wilbur loves to meet new people and make new friends wherever he goes. He tests all the toys in the retail store, keeps an eye on inventory, helps clean up in the factory, and is in charge of quality control. But everyone knows that Wilbur's true passion is dancing. For today, we will show you how we create our secret family recipe, handcrafted caramel. Using the finest and local ingredients such as Oker's cream and Dolan's vanilla, the caramel is brought to a boil in large copper pots on a renovated vintage 1914 gas cooker. Some of the caramel is cooled, cut, and then enrobed in chocolate. Some of it may also be used to dip apples and marshmallow or drop for the favorite classic, turtles. Thank you for visiting Wilbur's Chocolate Factory in Freeport, Maine. We invite you to try all the different varieties of our secret family recipe caramel, and we hope you have a sweet day.